What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Outlaw V2, man, coming at you for a Tuesday banger. I told you I was going to do more content, man. I've done like 3 or 4 videos. Got mad stuff to talk about. Monday was a busy day, so I didn't get to do a video yesterday. But I'm headed to work. And just kind of wanted to let you know what was going on in my life. This video is kind of going to be about a little bit different stuff. A little bit about my ZL1. Because I'm not just going to start, just bringing just the standard content, always talking about gear, although I will be talking about gear a little bit. Obviously, that's the main topic of my stuff, but since I'm doing more content, just a little bit more about my life. So, my ZL1 Camaro, I had a little battery issue with my ZL1. My car was in the garage, and I left it a little bit too long, and I had my fucking lights on, and it kind of brown outed my battery. It didn't drain my battery to all the way 0. But when I came back home, my battery was fucking my battery just wouldn't start the engine. It fucking kind of went brr, brr, and it just it rolled the motor over for a second, and then but all the lights were on inside the car, and I was like looking around. I was like, oh fuck. So I called my neighbor over there, and my neighbor gives me a jump. And the car starts up just fine. I'm fucking driving it around, and everything seems fine. Your alternator recharges your battery once you get it started, and that's typically what happens. But I'm driving it around, and all of a sudden, my car, I apologize about this sun. It's actually fucking beautiful out today, but the sun is going to be a fucking issue. So I'm driving this thing around, and all of a sudden, it gives me key fobs are not in the car. Now, ZL1 and late model Camaros nowadays, they come with fucking your key fob. It's keyless entry. It's push to start. It's the shit now. I gotta fucking gangster lean this shit to avoid the sun. So it's push to start now, man. These cars are fucking all wireless keyless entry. All right. So my key fobs were it was acting like the key fobs are not in the car, and I'm looking down at the dash what the fuck. Brought the car back to my garage. And all of a sudden the key fobs stopped working, both of them. All right, so number one, if your key fob dies, the battery dies or whatever, that can happen, but not same at the same time. And these are nice ass key fobs, so I'm like, fucking no way. So it's Friday, and I decide on Friday morning I'm gonna bring my car down to the dealership, and I'm going to bring it in for warranty service, because it's brand new, and it's a $75,000 car. I'm not just going to have okay, so let me just explain to you about the key fob situation. So if your key fobs go dead in your Camaro, you can still start the car, and you can get in and out of the car. You just have to kind of slide this little key out from the fob, and then you got to pop this cap off on the fucking door handle that basically you have to uncover it. And it looks when it's off, it looks mad sketch. It makes your car look literally shit. The cover covers, it's it doesn't have fucking locks on the outside for a reason, because locks look ugly. So they cover them. So you have to uncover the shit with this cap. You have to pop it off. And when you pop it off, it 9 times out of 10 breaks it. Which mine, it broke the tabs. It's still on there, but I gotta buy a fucking new one now. So I'll get to that. So you can get in the car, and you can start the car, but using an emergency start procedure. You gotta sit in the car for 5 minutes and keep pressing the button to start. It's infuriating, especially knowing that you make a fucking grand car payment on this thing. You gotta have key fobs. By the way, you cannot lock or unlock the car. So that's great if you're always bringing your car home. But what if you go out? Are you just going to leave it on the street with the doors unlocked? So, bro, I was furious. Because, essentially, if you have key fobs and wireless keyless entry, and your key fobs go dead, you basically have a worthless car. You can't sell it. You can't trade it in. It is worthless unless you get it fixed. Dead in the water. And that's kind of fucking scary, because those wireless fucking key fobs and all those parts, if they go bad, you have no other choice but to go to the dealer. These new cars nowadays, man, They are way too fucking computerized for you to just walk over to fucking, Uncle Tony's, car shack on the corner that you used to be able to go to because he was a fucking, he's a good guy. He knows cars. Not no more. Not unless he has the Chevy, the fucking Gigatron 10,000 computer system that only Chevy has. It's just on my soapbox. All right, so I go over to the dealership. Now, this entire video is about dealerships. Like, I'll put it in the title. It's going to be about shitty-ass Chevy dealerships. And I'm going to talk about Mazzei Chevrolet in Northern California, Vacaville, California, Mazzei, Mazzei, because I am hoping that they get so much fucking bad press off this bullshit. So, I bring my car in there. Now, before I go any further, people that have seen my car, I have an aftermarket headlight system on my car. It's aftermarket DRL. So basically, I had a company take the LED boards, like LEDs, the boards that are inside my sealed headlights. They unseal them, they replace them with new boards, and then they basically, they wire in a couple of transmitters that transmit a wireless signal into your phone so that you can control the lights from your phone. And it's all wired in professionally. Like, this guy, all the connections are soldered terminals. Like, this guy wasn't doing any, shade tree electrical work. Like, it was quality shit. I paid $1,200 for these lights, and they've been working flawlessly. Okay? The key fobs did not die when my lights got installed. But I'm telling you this because I'm going to show you how Chevrolet dealerships attempt to get out of warranty work. They'll argue with you on everything about it. All right. So I go down there and I talk to the service advisor, Nick. And, Nick is your typical service advisor. Probably doesn't get paid that much money. Doesn't get paid any additional money, whether he works on your car, whether you're satisfied or not. Pretty much all service advisors I've ever met at fucking any dealership, they all look like they're days from fucking suicide. Like, all of them are look like they were just on the ledge that day, and they were just like, fuck, I'll just go back for one more day. That's what service department guys look like to me. But so that's what these guys look like, both of them that work there, Nick and Glenn. They both hate their fucking jobs. They hate it. And they let you know when you first get there. So I bring my car in. I tell them what's going on. Oh, and by the way, when I drove over there, I was driving on the way. All of a sudden, I have a TPMS failure, which is your tire pressure monitoring system. It just tells you your PSI in each of your fucking tires, like standard. They are also wireless in the fucking tires. They just transmit a signal. And they're like, hey, I'm 30 PSI. 30, 30, 30, 31, 31. That's all they fucking do. Well, that went out too. So the car is just having massive electrical problems, like fucking gremlins. The battery went dead. I get it. Maybe something fused out. But it's a fucking issue and it needs to be fixed. So I bring my car into the service department and he takes it. I tell him exactly what the car did. I said I had a TPMS failure. It's giving me a fucking error warning shit on the dash. He's like, okay, yeah. He gives me the fucking spiel about where, automatically. It may not be till Monday. That is the classic Chevy term to that's the first thing they tell you, to hopefully, and you just go, fuck Monday, fuck that, and you just leave. Because they don't want to work on your car in the first place. So, he takes my car and he says, all right, man, we'll try to squeeze you in. And he gets me in. I apologize about this fucking sun. And he gets me in. So, he gets me in and I leave. I fucking go back home. Now, he tells me he's going to call me a couple times during the day, which he does. Twice. So then after he's had my car for about 6.5 hours, he calls me. He's like, hey, yeah, Jay, your car's ready to be picked up. I'm like, oh, great. What was it? And, well, he doesn't give me the time. He's just like, yeah, car's ready. He doesn't really tell me what they fixed. I'm like, oh, fucking awesome, dude. Great. I go down there. My car is in the back. Hood is closed. It's ready for delivery to the customer. And as he gets my keys off the board, all of a sudden, Nick starts Yeah, he starts bringing up my headlights, and he's like, yeah, with those headlights on there, man, our electrical guy, he got in there, and, that's what's causing your interference. Those headlights that you got. And I looked at him, I said, my headlights? I go, wait. And now, as we're walking towards the car, and he's holding my key fobs, like, I'm still in disbelief that he's bringing up my headlights as if to say, like, we didn't work on your car. So I'm just kind of like I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I cut him off. I said, wait. I go, so the fucking key fob, so the key fobs don't work? And he goes, well, no, I mean, my guy wasn't able to do anything. Once you disconnect all them headlights and all them wires and stuff, your stuff should just come up and start working again. He literally dead ass tells me that my fucking running lights, my daytime running lights that have been working flawlessly, is what is causing my problem. So I fucking literally almost like, I am mortified in the parking lot. So I grab my keys and I'm just like, so you mean to tell me you didn't even do anything on the car? And then he takes a fucking stance on me. He's just like, well, if you want to get a second opinion, like, I'm telling you that your headlights are the reason. And he's yelling at me. And he starts telling me about his Harley Davidson and how he had some fucking I had some neon tubes on my Harley Davidson, and they were near the luggage bags, and one day it stopped too. And he thinks that is gonna fucking satiate me. And I'm like, looking at dude, I'm so mad. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll get a second opinion. I fucking snatch my keys and I take off. Now the story gets better. I grab my keys and I leave the entire fucking dealership because I don't want fucking nothing to do with fucking like being there. So I take off. Now, GM dealerships are going to share service records. So old boy has my VIN number at Mazzei Chevrolet. So he's going to give me a scathing, like, report. He's going to go in his computer, and he's just going to be like, yeah, customer came with probably, like, fucking, some highly modified lighting system on his car. I advise customer that it is his lighting that is causing his problem. Customer got mad and stormed off. Guaranteed. And then guess who reads that shit when you try to go to, like, fucking Paul Orndorff, the Ultimate Warrior Chevrolet down the fucking street. That service guy who also hates his job. So now you're fucked. Like, I drove away and I knew, I was like, bro, you are fucked. You're going to have to go back and fucking blow this guy to fucking work on your car. Like, Nick is in control of the situation. Honestly. I'm going to pull in here and fucking finish this video, bro, so I don't crash. Yeah, Nick's in control of the situation, so I drive away, right? Now, I drive away, and, I just wanted to fucking drive away, and I was just happy that, like, hey, at least I have fucking, headlights. So I start trying to fuck with my headlights, and guess what? My aftermarket headlights won't come on. So I'm like, oh my God, did he disconnect my fucking, what I had installed? Yeah. I get out of the car and I pop the hood. Now, not only did he disconnect it, he also left the wires hanging. His service department left the wires from my running lights, which I didn't authorize them to even work on. Left the wires just fucking hanging there under the hood. Disconnected. Live, like positive that should be on the battery. Disconnected. Also, there's a fuse cover panel. It's like a plastic, like, beauty cover, and it covers all the battery terminals all come together underneath the hood. There's a plastic black, it's a cover. I don't know. It's about fucking the size of, like, my fucking hand. It's pretty big. They left that stuff down behind the headlight and then closed the hood. It wasn't reattached and, like, has these little plastic tabs. Nothing. Just fucking laying in there. Mazzei Chevrolet, the service department. Vacaville, California. They just threw my shit like, oh yeah, no, we're not going to work on it. Throw the fucking shit back on the hood, close the hood, and deliver it to the customer. I remember back in the day when literally car dealerships wouldn't let you leave if they didn't give you plastic fucking floor mats. And nowadays, this is the disrespect that vehicles are treated with at Chevrolet dealerships. So, now, I go back there and I freak out on dude. I say, and he's like, yeah, I'll talk to my service guys about it, but then he tries to give me the old, like, the chest bump, the pat on the back, like, yeah, man, like I said, my Harley and da-da. And at this point, bro, it's going in one ear and out the fucking other. I don't give a fuck what this fuckboy has to say. I'm just listening to him like, yep, as his fucking guys reinstall my lighting, my light wiring and all that shit before I have to beat all of those motherfuckers down. Like, dead ass. They're lucky I wasn't on a trenbolone cycle, because I would have probably gone through the whole service department fucking smashing people with ratchets and fucking throwing tire irons. I was so fucking mad. So I come home and I get on the internet. I had already done some internet research about this failure on this car. I'm not the first fucking guy. It happens to like a lot of people. So Chevy should know about it, and they don't. So after a little bit fucking more of like research on the internet, I end up finding a technical service bulletin that like 100% describes like what happened to me. A TPMS failure and both fobs stop working at the same time. And it's like, yeah, what you need to do to fix it is you gotta fucking fix this door receiver. It clearly states in the fucking technical service bulletin. But I don't know how this fucking guy from Chevrolet doesn't know that. So, what ended up happening with my case, boo, check this out. I take my car home and I'm so mad. I start thinking like, back in the old days, what's the way to fix your car? What's the way to fix a computer, man? You just take the power. You Control-Alt-Delete. Disconnect the power and plug it back in. So on a whim, I'm just like, I'm going to disconnect the fucking black negative battery terminal for like 30 minutes. Let the computer reset. Let that shit marinate while it's off. Let Becky just figure her shit out with no power. So I fucking pulled it off there. 30 minutes later, I fucking put it back on. Fucking all of a sudden, both fobs work. Fucking everything works normal. TPMS comes back up when I drive it like 10 minutes. Literally disconnecting the battery. Fix this shit. Now, I got mad at myself because I was like, oh, what the, but I shouldn't have to do it. It's a fucking warranted car. But you would think that fucking Mazzei Chevrolet, in their little checklist of items, may have fucking, step one may have been remove fucking negative power. Like it is in every fucking service manual ever written by any fucking author on cars. That's all I got, guys. Have a great Tuesday. Holla at your boy!